Guys, Miss Charlie here with another project pan. This is from my progress from January 2024 to February to what I'll be using in February. Some of these didn't get used as much as I would have liked, but I did use them, so we will check out my progress. And we got a lot to go through, so let's get started. I'm going to start with my primer and setting sprays. This is the Illamasqua Hydra Setting Spray and the LA Girl Primer Spray. I just got this with some points I had from CVS. I needed a new primer spray to try, and it was all the way up here. You can't hardly see that green line, but it was all the way up to here, and now she is down to about here. So I did use this quite a bit. I used this before makeup and also to set my powders and to spray any shimmers, things like that. And then the Illamasqua one, I don't know where it is because you can't see through the bottle, but I think it's about down to here. It was a nice spray. I got this in a BoxyCharm, I think, drop box, but those were my primer spray and setting sprays. For my lip treatment, I used the Chapstick Total Hydration. This is in Sheer Plum. This I got at Dollar Tree, which I thought was really nice, and it's a nice lip oil. And I will show you, again, I'll show you the weights on the ones that I did weigh. And the Lucky Chick, this is their lip scrub in Sweet Vanilla. It reminds me of the e.l.f. Brown Sugar Scrub. Take this out of here. But I used this quite a bit, as you can see. And it was very nice. I really enjoyed it. And I want to get the newer e.l.f. Lip scrubs in the slim packaging, so I might look into that. But those were my lip treatments. For moisturizer, eye cream, and primer, this is the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I put it in here because every time I buy them, the lid cracks. The component is like this. It looks kind of like this, but bigger. And it's glass. And then the top is a really, really thin plastic. And if you turn it too hard, it'll crack. But you want to keep this, you want to keep it tightly sealed because it will dry out because it's a moisturizer. But I took it out and put it in here. And it's very concentrated. You don't need much. This will last me for quite a long time. This is the second one that I've purchased, but I would consider repurchasing the It Cosmetic Confidence in a Cream, and I've also used the eye cream, which is also very good. For the eye cream, I did use the Bobbi Brown. This is the Vitamin Enriched Eye Base. And I used quite a bit of this. This is also very concentrated and nourishing. And I used the eye cream before makeup and also during my evening skincare. And then the Cover FX Gripping Primer. This is very, very nice. I love Cover FX. I think I tried a sample of the milk one, but I like this one better. And this will last you for a long time, and it does keep your makeup on and it smooths it out. So if you're looking for a new primer to try this one from Cover FX. For my powders, I have the Cab Cosmetics translucent powder. It's very nice. It smells like vanilla a little bit. Also, I have the Beauty Bakery one that's going to be coming up here. It smells like vanilla. But this is a nice translucent powder. I really enjoyed it a lot. And there's still quite a lot in here. And then the Laura Geller. This is the Baked and Brighten Foundation in Deep. I also have this in Toffee, which is like a half of a shade different because I couldn't find the Deep. But this is a nice finishing powder, and I mixed these two together to finish under my eyes and my whole face to set down my foundation. Really, really love it. I've gone through, I don't know how many of these. Travel size ones and large size. I usually get it on QVC. But yeah, This is a good, I use this as a finishing powder. You can use it as a foundation, but as a finishing powder, it is very nice and light. So those were my powders for January. For foundations, I bought this with some points from CVS to try the L'Oreal True Match liquid, because I've tried the L'Oreal True Match the powder for years and I really like it. So this was very nice, and I did find a color that fit me. I saw them on Instagram, where I don't know if it was Instagram or something, where you could request to get a free sample, and they sent you a sheet that had a bunch of different colors on it, so you can choose your color, and this one was better for my skin tone, and that's where she is from up here. And it does have a pump, so it's really nice. And then the Almay Clear Complexion Makeup, this one I got in an Influencer. This is in Golden. This color here is in Neutral Medium and 5.5. This is not golden, this is totally red. I've said this I don't know how many times. You see where she is now, but mixing these two was absolutely, you know, a good deal. And then also using my LA Colors mixing pigment, perfect match. You can make a perfect match with what you have. Get those mixing drops and it'll be a game changer. For brows, I'm still using my KVD Franken powder. I still got quite a bit left in there, so I'm still using that. The e.l.f. Brow Lift, I really enjoy this. I had the Anastasia Brow Freeze, and I used it a few times, and it got moldy. I don't understand. And I've seen a couple people see that the Anastasia one gets moldy real quick, but the e.l.f. one, it doesn't. And I've had this for, 4 or 5 months, because I had it in a project pan before. I really like this. It's just like the Anastasia, and it's cheaper, and it hasn't gone moldy. And then I have the e.l.f. This is their brow pomade. Of course, it doesn't have, you know, e.l.f. doesn't like to spend money on putting names and things on here, but it does show the color, which is espresso. But it would be nice for you to put a little sticker here to say what product it is. So if you want to recommend it to somebody or whatnot, you can give them a name. But this is their brow pomade. I really enjoyed this as well, and I used this to fill in like the front part of my brows, and then you can, you know, spoolie it out. It's a drier formula. It's not wet and creamy like the Anastasia one that I have, the brow pomade. This one is a little bit more dry, so it'll stay in place, and then you can go through and spoolie it out, and it's not going to get everywhere. It's not going to smear. But this was really, really good, and I got this at CVS as well. And then for the brow pencil, I used the Ioni Dark Brown Pencil. I got this from Dollar Tree, and I've used quite a bit of it from here to here. You don't need much of it, but it's nice, and it's waxy enough, but it's not too creamy, and I really liked it. And I did buy a backup of this, so I won't need a pencil for a while, but I still have my Wet n Wild that's my ride or die. I have backups of that. Get that at the Dollar Tree too. But this is going to be a new favorite as well. But those were my brow products. For concealer, I have my Becca. I don't want to lay these down and get this dirty. The Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in medium dark. This you only need the tiniest bit. You don't need much at all. This will last me for a very long time. The ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is in the color medium dark. Took the stopper out. Still a lot in there. Don't need much of that either. And see, it's oozing out. That's why I didn't want to lay it down here. Let me get a wipe to clean that off. But also using the Too Faced Better Than Well, no, it's not Better Than Sex. It's the Born This Way. This one is in golden. Wipe this one off too. Took the stopper out. This is a big component. Once you buy this, you're not going to need any concealer for a very long time. And I've had this for, oh my goodness, over a year, something like that. And there's still plenty in there. So these were my, wipe this off so I don't get it everywhere. And these were my concealers. For highlight, blush, contour, and bronzer, I have quite a few things here. For a warm toned or neutral highlight, I have the Tarte Exposed Highlighter. I've had this for a long time. This is a great everyday highlighter. It's kind of a champagne-y color. Very pretty. And I mixed it with the one in the Rimmel. I'll show you in a minute. For a bronzer, I have this Be Pure bronzer from the dollar store. It looked like a donut. And this I just use to blend out my contour. I don't put bronzer on first and then contour. I put my contour on and then I just blend out my contour with a bronzer. For a warm tone blush, I've got this Starry blush. Found this at Dollar Tree. I do have some starry blushes that my best friend gifted to me from Shop Miss A, but these are now at Dollar Tree. And this is like a terracotta peach color. It's a nice warm tone blush. It looks really natural on my skin. It's not too harsh. For a liquid contour, I use the ColourPop Paradise City bronzer, but this is in, it's darker, so I used it as a contour. It's getting down there. That's what it looks like. It blends out so nicely, like to a powder. So it doesn't stay creamy. I don't need much contour. I just want to emphasize shadows to make your face look a little bit more dimensional. For a cool tone highlight, I have this MAC X Lisa from Blackpink. That's what it looks like. It's very pretty. Looks gold, but it has a pink reflect. And I just stayed right here in the center, so it's probably not gonna weigh too much. And it does have a little glitter in it, but you can tone it down a little bit by rubbing it out. It's so pretty. See that nice pink reflex, and I'm seeing like the little gold shimmers in it, but it's really pretty on my skin tone anyway. It might be a little glittery on some others, but I made it work. For cool tone blushes, I have these ones from Ofra. They were in a palette of 6, and this one here is Candy Apple, and I just mixed these two together. And this one is in Coral Crush, and I just mixed them together to make a cooler toned blush. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Kind of see it there. The difference between this one, which is warmer, and this one, which is a little cooler. It's got a little warmth in it, but it's a lot cooler than this one. And lastly, my Rimmel face palette that I've had for freaking ever. I'm going to retire her because I've had this for probably 5 years. Probably. Finally got down to Brandy. Sorry about that. So I'm going to retire her. Brandy. Shh. So I'm going to retire her. But these two are great. This is supposed to be a blush and a highlight. This I use as a highlight mixed with this. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's really pretty. But I'm gonna retire her because I've had her for so long. I'm gonna see if they still sell these and get another one. But she has done her work, and the contour in here is really nice and perfect for my skin tone. But it's time for her to put her out to pasture. But those are my blush, highlight, contour, and bronzers for January. Okay, so for liners and mascara, I have the Hard Candy Stay in Line. It's just a black liner. There's not much left. Trying to use this up. It also has a little smudgy thing on the end. I'm trying to use this up. It's just a black pencil. It's more smoky than black because I can go over it with the liquid liner, which is the Ioni felt tip liner that I got from the Dollar Tree. I like the liner because it is very thin, very black, so I could always go over that. It lasted all day, and it does not start to dry out when you're trying to use it like some other liners that I have. You start using them and putting them on, and then they start drying out that quickly. This one did not. This one did not, and I will be getting a backup of this one too when I go to the dollar store this weekend. And the Iconic London mascara, I love this. The bristles are very, very tiny, but I like it. It gives nice volume and lift. The same with the El Maquillage one. I like the bristles on this one as well. And they both give such good volume and length, and I will be buying backups of both of these. So these will be in another project pan because they've already been in 2. They will be in another project pan in the future, and then I will repurchase. I'm trying to go through the mascaras that I already have open so I can get them out because I have about 4 or 5 that I haven't opened that I'd like to get to. So those were my liquid liner, pencil liner, and mascara. And lastly, I just have my eye primer. These are from Devinah. This is the specular and the Perlusion. I thought this was a V for the longest time, but it's a U. It's a U. It looks like a V, but it is Perlusion and Spectral. This is the glitter one. It's like the NYX. It's like a dupe for the NYX glitter primer. I still have some left in here. I'm going to use this up, but this is really nice. And when I got it, the tip was broken, and I tried to glue it back on, but it didn't stay on. And I tried to squeeze it out, and it just made a big old mess. But I went ahead and put it in these little containers. You can get these from the dollar store in the craft section, and these are great for travel too, so you don't have to take much of stuff with you. And I just put the explosion that came out. I put it in here, and that's what I've been using it out of. And I won't need to use this. I want to try to use this up, but I won't need to go into this one forever because you only need a little bit of this when you're if you need some glitter glue or you need some tact for a shimmer or a duochrome or something, this will last you forever. This will last me forever right here. So, and I have backups of these because I was fortunate enough to be one of her winners in her Trick or Trio contest she had for Halloween, and she sent me 2 more. So I don't need any eye primers for a very long time. And the eye base is very, very good. You don't need much, and that's what the tip is supposed to be on there. You don't need much at all. If you watch my videos, you'll see me using this, and you don't need much at all. And it just disappears, which I like too. It doesn't leave that white cast base, which some of my other ones do, which is fine because it'll make the, you know, shadow pop, but this just kind of disappears. It's got a little bit of a cast, but not much at all, and it makes my shadows last. Have no problem with them at all. Have no problem with blending mattes over the top of it or anything like that. No patchiness, none of that. So if you're able, pick these up. I would recommend. And again, once you pick this up, you're not going to need any glitter glue for a long time. So you see the amount of product. This one has 0.88 fluid ounces, and this one has 0.33. You're not going to need it for a long time. But those are my eye primers for January. Alright, so we went through my progress for January, and now we're going to get into this basket to see what I'm going to be using for the month of February. Okay, so I'm going to start with my primer spray and my setting spray. I got this Real Her Hold On to Your Dream setting spray in my BoxyCharm Ipsy for January. So I'm going to try that out. It is a nice heavy bottle. Got a nice spray on it. I can't see through it, so I don't know how much is in there, but we're going to try that out. And then my Mario Badescu, this one is the lavender one. She is down to here. This is my favorite spray. Yes, I did pick up the tester in error, but it's all right. It works. But this is my favorite primer spray, using before makeup and to set down powders, and again to spray any shimmers or duochromes or multichromes. For lips, I have my Cab lip oil. This one is in lime. It came in a duo with lemon and lime. It looks like that's how much is in there, but when you put the doe foot in there, that's what it looks like without the doe foot in there. That's about all I have left. I love this. It's very hydrating, and I want to try to use this up for February. And then for my lip scrub, I have this cute Revolution one. It came in a duo with the lip scrub and the lip mask. And this one is in Pumpkin Spice Latte. It's very gritty, and it does smell spicy, and I really like it. I got this at TJ Maxx. So those were my lip treatments. For moisturizer, eye cream, and primer, this is my moisturizer. This is the Kate Somerville Goat Milk. I really like Kate Somerville products. I got a couple. I love the Exfoliate exfoliator as well. That's what it looks like. It's very hydrating. Smells good. So that's going to be my moisturizer. For my eye cream, I brought out my Mud Masky serum. This doesn't have a lot in it. I think it's about down to here, but you don't need but a little. But I'm trying to use up things that I have just a little bit in so I can pull in some other. But we're going to try to use that up. And as well with the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer, there's not a lot in here. I might have to cut it open, but there's not a lot in here, and I've had this for a long time, but it is very hydrating, especially now it's the winter time. You need that extra hydration. So those were my primer, eye cream, and my moisturizer. For powders, as I mentioned earlier, I have my Beauty Bakery flour and setting powder, and this one is in Oat Translucent, and it smells like vanilla. I really like this powder, so I'm bringing that out, and there's still a lot in here, and I just use it to set my foundation and under my eyes. I don't use a lot, as well as this e.l.f. powder, which again does not have a name on it. I got this at Dollar Tree. It's in medium dark, and you can see she's broken, but I don't know if I can open this. She doesn't want to open. Okay. She doesn't want to open today. Okay. But you can see in there how it is just around the edge. So I'm going to try to use this up, and then this will be the last time I will have it in a project pan. For foundation, I pulled in my L'Oreal Infallible. This one is in 510 Hazelnut. My All Hours YSL foundation. This one is in Mocha, W Mocha. And then my e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation. This one is in tan. Got this from Dollar Tree. I've already used up one of these because I bought two, so I'm working on the second one. This I bought as a splurge a few years ago. I splurged on this and a couple other things, and this is basically empty. I'm just going to get what I can out of there, and then I will repurchase it. It's a very beautiful foundation. And then my L'Oreal, this is the second one I've had, so I'm bringing her out, and she's almost done as well. She's down there. This one is new because I did get rid of the other one. This one is lighter, so it will mix with this because this is about gone. This will mix with this very well. And again, using the LA Girl mixing pigments with it as well. So those are my foundations. For concealers, I have my Almay Clear Complexion Concealer. I got this in an influencer with the foundation that I was using for January. This one still has quite a bit in it. I'm gonna try to use it up because it's almost gone. As you can see down in there, she's almost gone. And then the Item Beauty, they don't make this anymore. This was my backup. This is their Air Hug Concealer in 350. This one was in the color Medium Deep. And there's still quite a bit in here. It's a pretty thick concealer kind of. See, it's very thick. So there's a lot in there and you don't need much. And mixing these with a lighter concealer works great for me. So those two are my concealers. For brows, I'm still gonna use my Franken powder KVD. Then I also brought in the Cream Shop pomade. This is their eyebrow pom-pom in the color medium brown. Got this at TJ Maxx. I really like it. And it's a drier formula. It's getting a little dry. I could put a little door line in there if I need to, but I like a pomade that has a little bit of dryness to it. It's not so creamy, so it doesn't go everywhere. The NYX eyebrow powder pencil, and this is in espresso. I got this at TJ Maxx. Comes with a spoolie, and we'll see how far down we can use this one. And that is the color. And then this Maybelline Tattoo Studio, I've had this for a long time. This is the last time it's gonna be in a project pan because it is very messy. I might see about taking it out and putting it into another container. Sorry if you can hear the twins playing, running up and down the steps. So that's what cats do. So they play, and then in a little bit you won't hear anything because they'll be going to bed. But sorry if you can hear them running around. But this is their gel brow, and it's a good formula, but it's messy. You see how messy that is? And this brush, this isn't even a brush. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. It looks like it's gone through and saw some things. So I might just cut this open and put it in another container because I do like the formula, but I'm not going to continue to use it in this component anymore. But those were my brow products. For highlight, blush, and contour, I brought out my Flesh Stick. This I got from the Dollar Tree. This is in Tiramisu. I use this as a cream contour, and there's not much left because that's this part here, that's the component. So there's not much left, so I'm gonna try to use this as much as I can. For a warm tone blush, I have another Starry blush. This is an 07. This is also from Dollar Tree. This is more lighter than the other one, a little bit more peachy. That's a little bit more peachy. For a warmer tone blush, I have Crown of My Canopy by Wet n Wild. I think I have all the colors in this. This one is also peachy, so these two would go together. Put that, look at that. Woo. Woo. That's so pretty. For a powder bronzer, I have this Wet n Wild bronzer in Sunset Striptease, and I've hit pan. So yes, we're gonna keep that going. Oop. I have a powder contour. This is from Ofra. This was in Nile. This was in a palette that had a contour, bronzer, and highlight, but I just pulled it out so that I could just use it singly. And it is pretty dark because I did run my finger in there, but it does blend out really nicely. So that is my contour. And this is from Deli Plus, my beautiful friend Nydia. Sorry. My friend Nydia, she sent me this from Spain. This is from a brand called Deli Plus. I looked on their website. I don't see this being offered any longer, but it is a blush and it's in Romantic Rose. So you can just take this and rub it all together and you get this neutral blush, or I could use this as a blush topper or highlight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these two together because they work well mixed together. I'm going to put that back on and then put this on top. It makes a nice like orangey peach blush. It's very pretty. Very pretty. So those will probably be mixed together. And then lastly, I have this palette from the Devour collection from Unearthly. I got the Halloween box that came with lip oils, lippies, and the palette. And then also this, so cute, isn't it cute? And it has a blush and a highlight in it. This is the blush. Very pretty. And this is the highlight. The highlight reminds me of the one from MAC. It's got a little glitter in it. It's got a little bit of a pink, but not like the other one, which is more pink. And then this blush is freaking gorgeous. Let me just use this as an eyeshadow. So pretty. So pretty. So that's my cool toned blush. And then it's a neutral, it's a warm tone highlight because it's got more gold in it. So those were my blush, highlight, bronzer, and contours for February. I forgot to mention I wanted to add a lip gloss because I did my lippy declutter. I will link those below if you haven't seen them. Went through all my lippies and decluttered a bunch of them. And I found a bunch of glosses that are almost done, so I need to use them up. And this one is from Tarte. And I'm going to use this up because it wasn't a component and it broke, but it's still good. And I love this gloss. And you see how it looks. It's very pretty. So I put it in this little container. These are like one of those containers that you get from Sephora when they give you a sample. You can also buy these on Amazon for not that much. And then I'm gonna put this in this is gonna be in my project pan for February so that I can try to use it up. Okay, so for liners and mascara, I have the Glam Light Calligrapher liner. I didn't like this at first. My best friend did gift this to me, but I've gotten used to it and it's very black. So I'm going to use that. And then I have this Cali C brown liner. This is their Intense Liquid Liner in Americano. And this is brown. Don't really use a brown, but wanted to try it out. And it's a very nice dark chocolate brown, so you really wouldn't be able to tell whether it was black or brown on my lids, but I'm gonna try that out. This Nabla Cupid's Arrow black pencil. This is really, really nice. Very soft, very creamy. I haven't tried anything from Nabla, so this is the first thing I have, and it also has a sharpener in the bottom. I'm gonna use these two mascaras, and they'll be out of my collection because I've had these in project pans many times. Again, trying to use the ones that are open so I can get to the ones that aren't open. And this is the CoverGirl Lash Splash Volume. I love this. I've gone through a couple of these small ones, and then I went ahead and bought the full size when I had some points from CVS, and that's the brush. And I like that they're small so they don't poke you in the eyeball. And then the Lash Freak from Urban Decay. I got this from TJ Maxx. I've used this many times and I really enjoy this formula. And that weird brush, I really like it. But I've used them so many times, it's time for them to be retired and pull out some that I haven't used. So those were liners and mascaras. For eye primers, I'm still using the same two, and this here. So those haven't changed for February. Okay, so those were the items that I used in January and what I'll be using for February in my project pan. I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and I enjoy it so much, pulling out items that I haven't used, seeing if I still love them or not, using things up that, you know, are almost gone. Go ahead and use them up and get them out of the collection, make more space. But I've enjoyed doing this for these last few years. If you project pan, let me know. If you have any of these items and have used them, let me know that as well. I do thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. You're very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Make sure to follow me on Instagram as well. And we'll see you in the next project pan video.